Hello everyone, I'm back. That's right, that Power Ranger Guy videos coming to you once again. I'm so happy to announce that I'm back with, I think, a very good episode. I guess it's an episode of like kind of my rewriting series, but also kind of like a fan theory kind of thing. The same way I did the how Thrax was born, kind of that, but. It's kind of whatever you want. It can be a fan theory, or it can be what really happened, or it can be a fan rewrite. Whatever you want. That's what's the fun of it. But the video is about is how the Samurai Rangers got back to the main dimension of the Samurai dimension. I think that's how you say it. How they got back, from the RPM dimension to there, and kind of what happened while they were there as well. So without further ado, let's hit that intro. We start when the Samurai Rangers, minus Jaden, jump in front of Professor Cog's Vortex Blast to protect Jaden and Scott from it. They get sucked into the RPM dimension and land in the wasteland. They look around and are confused on where they ended up. Kevin says that they need to head to higher ground to get a look at the place, and the others agree. We then see that Dr. K gets an alert. There are biosigns coming from outside the dome. She calls the Rangers in, and that there are biosigns coming from the wasteland, where Scott fought Professor Cog in the Skyrev Megazord. Flynn asks if it's Scott. Dr. K says it's not, as the scanner would recognize him. In fact, there are 5 biosigns, each with a unique ore coming from them. Summer says that they should head out there and check it out, and the others agree, so they all hop on their respective vehicles, because, everyone that season had their own vehicle. Flynn had his Humvee, I think that's what it was. Summer had her motorcycle, Dylan had his weird thing. I guess Ziggy probably would have rode with Dylan, but he also had that weird cart thing, and I guess Jem and Gemma rode with Flynn. So that's what happened there. But anyway, when they arrive, they see Power Rangers fighting grinders. Jem and Gemma notice that they could use some help. Dylan asks if they should trust them, and Summer points out that if they're fighting grinders, they must be good, and they could at least help them with that. They morph and start fighting. The Samurai Rangers are confused on who they are. Kevin says that they can't worry about that now, and they have to keep fighting. Emily says that their weapons don't do anything, just like with the other grinders. Mike says that they just have to be glad that the other Rangers' weapons are working. They finish off the grinders and everyone regroups. The RPM Rangers demorph, and Summer asks who they are. Kevin says that they are the Samurai Rangers, and he thinks they're in the wrong dimension. Ziggy asks what that means, and Mike asks if anyone knows Scott. Flynn says they do. He's their leader. Kevin says that must mean that they're in his dimension. Dylan asks how they know Scott. Mia says he showed up in their world and helped them fight some grinders. Summer asks how they got here, and Kevin says that they jumped in front of an attack meant for Jaden, their leader, and Scott. It must have sucked them into a vortex and they landed here. Jem and Gemma says that's great, and they could always use some help fighting Vengex. Mike says they would love to help, but they need to get back home to their dimension and finish off Professor Cog. Summer says that if they're fighting Professor Cog, that means they really do need to get back there. They all head back to the garage, and the RPM Rangers introduce the Samurai Rangers to Dr. K. She starts asking them loads of science-y questions, but then that Jem and Gemma calm Dr. K down and say that they should just get comfortable. We then go to Vengex headquarters, where we see that Tenai 7 has developed another Rotobot, Generation 4 this time. General Shifter asks what is the difference between this one and the new one. Tenai says that it's twice as powerful as before. The Rangers will need double the power to take this one on. Vengex demands Tenai not fail and sends him out with some grinders. At the garage, Kevin, Antonio, Flynn, and Dr. K are working on a way to get the Samurai Rangers home when they get an alert. The industrial district is being attacked by a new Vengex attack bot. Dr. K sends the Rangers out to fight it. When they arrive, Tenai asks who the new guys are. Summer responds saying that they are some friends. The Rangers all morph and start fighting. Tenai is shocked by the appearance of new Rangers and demands the Rotobot to attack. It starts attacking Summer and Emily, and they are knocked back. Then it attacks Flynn and Kevin, and they are knocked back. And slowly, the attack bot knocks back all of the Rangers. Kevin says that they need to keep fighting, so they get up and the RPM Rangers attack, but they all get knocked back. So then the Samurai Rangers use a quintuple slash. But then the attack bot just sends it right back at them, and they all get knocked back. Summer says that they need to think of something new, and Kevin says he was looking at their equipment earlier, and if he can adjust it, he might be able to combine their attacks. So the RPM Rangers hand Kevin their engine cells, but the grinders find them. The Rangers hold them back while Kevin, Jem, and Gemma work on modifying the engine cells. The Rangers handle the grinders, but then the attack bot shows up. They get worried and tell the others to hurry up. Kevin says they're almost done, but they need more time. The other Rangers hold him off, but eventually all fall. Kevin, Jem, and Gemma have finished the upgrade, though, and give it to the RPM Rangers. They all make one last stand against the attack bot and tell him he's finished. And then the Samurai Rangers do a quintuple slash again, only this time the RPM Rangers find their blaster and they combine into one mega attack against the attack bot and destroy it for good. Tanaya is upset, but Vengex initiates the download, and the attack bot grows giant. Luckily, the Samurai Rangers brought their folding swords, and they use their symbol power to make it grow. Antonio grows the light sword as well, and they form the Samurai light sword, which is just such a cool combination that I wish they used more, but they don't in the show, and I'm really upset about that. So I put it in here. So I figured, why not put it in here? But anyway, the RPM Rangers summon their Zords as well and form the Valve Max Megazord and the Mach Megazord. But without the Eagle Zord, Summer and Flynn can't form the High Octane Megazord. The Rangers use the Megazords to try to fight the giant-sized attack bot, but they can't defeat him, and all the Megazords are knocked back. But Flynn and Summer are still able to fight, but they aren't powerful enough on their own to defeat him. Kevin says that they have to defeat him just like they did the first time, with teamwork. He asks the Samurai Rangers to use their symbol power with Summer and Flynn Zords, and together they make the Samurai Octane Megazord. With the new Megazord, the Rangers are able to beat the attack bot. Back at the garage, Dr. K thinks she's figured out how to send the Samurai Rangers home by using teamwork, the same way they did to defeat the attack bot. The RPM Rangers plug their engine cells into the machine, and the Samurai Rangers use their symbol power to give it a boost, and together, the Rangers are able to open up an interdimensional vortex. The Samurai Rangers bid the RPM Rangers farewell. Flynn says he'll miss them, and Summer adds that they all will, and then asks them to tell Scott they said hi and to hurry home. The Samurai Rangers say they'll miss them too, and so they morph and jump to the wormhole. And then we pick back up at Clash of the Red Rangers. But that's all for this video, because I don't have to rewrite that section. So I do hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so I know you enjoyed this. And also, I think right now, while I'm starting to get my groove back, every other week for videos. Not every week. Eventually, probably mid-February, maybe March, I'll do every week. But just so that way I can kind of get back into the groove of making videos, we'll do every other week. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop uploading like I did. So I also, 2025 was a huge year for my channel. Not for videos. Videos I did very poorly, but the ironic thing is that was the biggest growth for my channel. So, you know, it kind of was like, but I promise you this year I will do better. I can upload more in the summer as well, so I do hope you guys are ready for that. And I will see you guys in 2 weeks then. Goodbye.